Our Earth is sparkled with several islands, and there are many of them with secrets that were explored years ago. But that doesn't end here. Still, some islands are mysterious till yet. So here are the top 10 most mysterious islands on the planet. Number 10. Isla Bermeja. Known as the Lost Island, Isla Bermeja was used to locate in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico on maps during the 15th century to 18th century. Isla Bermeja has been missing for years and no one is able to figure out what happened. Isla Bermeja is too small that it doesn't even come to people's consideration. The island roughly lies around 102 kilometers off the northwest coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. The only time it came to consideration was when America and Mexico's government started to covet rich oil deposits in Mexico's Gulf. In a few old maps, Mexican legislators saw the small island and realized that it would stretch Mexico's territorial boundary and give the country claim on more oil. However, researchers from the National Autonomous University of Mexico were unable to locate the island from the air. Submerged soil mass in the field could neither be located. They concluded that the island did not actually exist, contrary to the old charts. But soon after, a conspiracy theory came out that the U.S. might have bombed the island secretly. In the 16th and 17th centuries, mappers were popular to produce maps with errors to ensure that enemy nations could not use them, said Julio Zamora, president of the Mexico Geology Society. Number 9. Vozrozhdeniya Island. After an earthquake in 1010, Vozrozhdeniya, an island on the Marmara Sea in Turkey, disappeared. However, seismic activity seemed to have triggered a new increase in the sunk ground in 2013. The site of a monastery founded in 886 by the Byzantine patriarch called Photius I was just 1 square mile, 2.5 square kilometers, before it disappeared. Photius had been banished to the island by Byzantine Emperor Leo VI because of allegations that Photius had participated in a conspiracy against Basil I, Leo's predecessor. After scientists identified the site from the old charts, divers took photographs of the ruin. In a Turkish newspaper, Ali Kalik, mayor of Maltepe, Istanbul, said that he hoped the island would be recognized by the United Nations and earn a spot on its World Heritage List. In 2016, you can see only a few visual reminders of the island. Lights blast over the water caused by reflections from the sunken monastery's top. However, archaeologists expect to discover more. Number 8. Bannerman Island. Half an hour boat ride from New York City is Bannerman Island at Hudson River. There is no other possible way to get there. Visitors to this enigmatic island would probably ask why there is a castle. The building was designed by Frank Bannerman VI, who made a fortune by selling surplus military equipment at the end of the U.S. Civil War, which he bought at government auctions. His son David said Bannerman needed a place to store the huge amounts of black powder he had bought, along with other surplus products. Bannerman purchased this in 1900 and built a massive arsenal in the next spring and built a small castle as his home next to the arsenal. Construction stopped when Bannerman died in 1918. In 1950, the ferry was destroyed and the island got deserted. On August 8, 1969, a fire gutted the arsenal, and New York State, which had bought Bannerman Island and its buildings in 1967, declared the island off-limits. It opened again in 2017, and tour guides are now telling tourists the mysterious past of the island. Number 7. Zalzalla Cove. Zalzalla Cove is also known as the Earthquake Island. An island was formed by a strong earthquake in September 2013, which killed 39 people and overthrew homes in Pakistan. According to Pakistani chief meteorologist Mohammad Riaz, it was 7.7, while the U.S. Geological Survey in Colorado claimed the magnitude 7.8. The island did not exist before the earthquake. However, after the incident, the Pakistan Meteorological Department General Manager Arif Mahmood told locals that the small island had been formed of 100 meters, 33 feet, and a length of 9 meters near the port of Gwadar. It was likely that the earthquake buckled land down the sea and created the island, said Pakistani officials. Number 6. Magic Island. In an analysis of the NASA Cassini probe picturing Saturn and his moons, astronomers spied a curious phenomenon. Jason Hofgardner, a planetary scientist at Cornell University, and his colleagues saw what they dubbed a magical island at one of the seas of Titan, comparing older pictures with those of recent ones to see if any improvements were taking place. The island was about 20 kilometers. While the island may only be waves produced by winds, which have strengthened significantly to create such effects, or gas bubbles from the seabed, the apparent mass is maybe also an island of some kind. It could be solids that float on the surface and become bubbly with the advent of warmer temperatures, or solids that are neither sinking nor floating but suspended in the sea as silt in an earthly delta, according to Hofgardner. Number 5. Floating Eye Island. Floating Eye Island is an island in the Parana Delta and is a near-perfect circle with a diameter of 120 meters, located between the cities of Campana and Zarate in the Buenos Aires province of Argentina. It is surrounded by a channel that is almost the presence of the round landmass. The channel looks more like a crescent moon thanks to the presence of the round landmass inside it. Together, the island and the channel look like an eye, which is the island's nickname. Film director Sergio Nuspiller said, "The eye floats. It rotates on its own axis, too." During his 2016 scouting of a science fiction film, the filmmaker discovered the eye. After discovering the mysterious island astonishingly, Nuspiller and his crew, including Richard Petroni, a New York hydraulic and civil engineer, agreed to make an eye documentary financed by the crowd, instead of filming Nuspiller, the science fiction movie which was initially intended to make. Number 4. Socotra Island. Socotra, off the shore of Yemen, looks like an alien planet. Due to the remote isolation, high temperatures, and arid conditions, its endangered flora is unique. A third of its plant life can be found nowhere else on Earth. Luckily, 70% of the island was reserved as a national park. Some of the plants look like turnips planted upside down. There is a tree named Dragon's Blood Tree whose branches are devoid of leaves other than that of its tip, which appears as if the branches are the tree roots, and the tree grows bottom up. The weird tree serves for its supposed medicinal value to produce fabric dye, make incense, and stain wood. The island has large calcareous caverns, homes for bats, the only mammal originating from Socotra, surrounded by turquoise water. Messages were carved into the walls of the caves in a number of languages. The inhabitants of this mysterious island are also unique and have a DNA haplogroup possessed by no other people on Earth. And some argue that the Garden of Eden was originally located on Socotra. In 2008, Socotra was given the title of World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Number 3. Diego Garcia. There are dense tropical jungles and white sand beaches on the vague 44-kilometer, 17-square-mile atoll in the Indian Ocean, considered Diego Garcia. The area was home to 2,000 native Chagosians until the government of British makes them relocate the island from 1968 to 1973 so the U.S. can establish a naval base there, which is of strategic significance since it is situated between East Africa, Middle East, and Southeast Asia, allowing the U.S. to strike in Asia and the Middle Orient both. During the 1991 Gulf War, 2001 Afghanistan War, and 2003 Iraq War, Diego Garcia was involved in air support operations. Some argue that the isolated, limited island was also where a secret U.S. prison camp takes place, although U.S. authorities reject that. Number 2. Partridge Island. In 1830, Canada's Partridge Island was founded as a quarantine station on the coast of St. John Harbor, New Brunswick. Upon arrival in Canada, immigrants remained there to make sure that shipping diseases did not spread to Canadians. In 1847, due to the Great Famine, thousands of refugees came to Canada, and in Partridge Island, 2,500 Irish immigrants were quarantined. Cholera, typhoid, smallpox, scarlet fever, yellow fever, and measles were diseases against which they were quarantined to stop spreading. Kerosene showers accompanied by hot showers were subjected to the newly arrived immigrants. Many were sick, and as the immigrants grew, due to the Irish potato famine, Partridge Island wasn't able to accommodate the large numbers that came to Canada. The influx of thousands of Irish people has gained the island name Canada's Emerald Isle. Many quarantined immigrants who died of disease were buried on this island, and on one occasion in a mass grave. the grass over which was reported to be more green than the surrounding lawn because the dead's bones had sustained it. Partridge Island was closed in the year 1941, and it is still a mysterious place that can only be seen through old photographs. Number 1. Easter Island. Rapa Nui is the native name of Easter Island. Easter Island, which cultivates thousands of miles from every continent, will give up the answer to the question of how islanders once existed here. From the University of California at Santa Cruz, a team of researchers used paleogenomic research to discover the Rapa Nui's genetic history. It was suspected that Rapa Nui interbred with South Americans long before the Europeans arrived on Easter Island in 1772. But the material from the museum that they were testing showed, to the surprise of the UC Santa Cruz team, that no interaction had existed between the Rapa Nui and the South Americans before Europeans arrived. If their research results were correct, it is clear that the Rapa Nui didn't help the South Americans create and move the island's heavy moai. Unaided, the Rapa Nui carved and moved themselves. Raiders, who kidnapped Rapa Nui's people to sell as slaves, reduced their population from thousands to only around 100, and fighting with diseases wiped out the rest, leaving their origins. The creation of their statues is as secret and mysterious as the island itself. With that being said, here we come to the end of our video. I hope you like this video. If so, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss any video. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Thanks for watching.